Hey y'all, what's up? Thanks so much for stopping by, or if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy that you found me and my channel. I hope you enjoy your stay. If you do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that way you don't miss out on any future content. In today's video, we are going to be covering all my favorites from the month of September. I'm so excited that we are getting closer and closer to like spooky season and the holidays. If you didn't know, I freaking love Christmas. I haven't even put out any fall decor yet because I just want to go extra hard with Christmas. Have you guys set out all of your little pumpkins and cute leaves? I typically love that stuff, but I don't know why, I'm just not really feeling it this year. So I just figured, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and absorb all that energy and just go crazy for Christmas time. So stay tuned for that. But in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing all of the goodies that I've been loving for the last several weeks, even a little bit more than a month. Go ahead and go in with the oldest favorite. If you guys follow me over on Instagram stories, and you already know all about these. If you don't, I stay pretty up to date over there, whether I'm sharing like recipes, crafts, homeschool stuff, just everything to do with lifestyle. But I have been so in love with these Dashing Diva nail strips. I've talked about them in previous videos. In fact, I know I talked about it in my last video, but I somehow managed to forget to mention these in last month's favorites. These are just so amazing. They last anywhere from up to like 10 to 14 days. I wash my hands like crazy. I'm really the only one that does dishes here. Keegan's idea of doing dishes is like not even pre-rinsing them, just throwing them in the dishwasher. So he's like barely even getting his hands wet. I'm someone that like has to scrub before it goes in the dishwasher. That used to drive my dad nuts. I remember my mom would like full on wash dishes before putting them in the dishwasher. And my dad would always sit there and be like, that's like wiping your butt before you even take a crap. But I hate when you open the dishwasher and there's still like food particles left. Dishwashing is definitely not part of my September favorites, but I'm just giving y'all an example. Even with heavy duty dishwashing, laundry, just cleaning in general, these still last on my nails. Now, I did mention this earlier, but if you've ever tried like the Color Street ones or any of those other brands and you found that they didn't work, several of you guys DM'd me and let me know that Color Street actually makes like the Revlon nail strips, the Sally Hansen nail strips, and then there was one other one that I had tried. I never had any good luck with those, but these just last on my nails for days and days and days, almost 2 weeks. I adore them. But the main thing that I want to mention is make sure that you're going in with a little bit of like rubbing alcohol first on your nail bed. That way you go in and remove any like excess oil or debris on your nail beds. That way the nail strips really stick on and last for all those many moons. But I just love these. There's so many different patterns to pick from, and right now Ulta has them for $4.79, and then if you spend I think $35 or more, you get free shipping. Or if you're lucky enough to have them in store at your Ultas, then you could just do store pickup. That way you don't have to pay any shipping. But for $4.79, you really can't beat it, because typically the cheapest I can ever find these is $6.97. But yeah, not sponsored. I just genuinely love them. I ordered a crap ton on the Ulta sale. I can't wait for those to come in. Anyways, moving on, let's go to eyes. It's kind of like the bulk of my favorites this month. I have been reaching for this palette and then several singles. I featured this in not my fall drugstore makeup tutorial. I think it was another fall makeup look. This is the Sydney Grace Tiny Marvels collab, or Tiny Marvels palette. It's a collab with Mel Thompson. I accidentally broke 2 of the shades this morning. I had a big old fall to the ground, which is sad, but only 2 shades, and it's only like a tiny little bit. It'll be easy to fix. But wow, I'm so impressed by the quality of these Sydney Grace shadows. Prior to this palette, I've never really played with the brand before. I see it tagged all the time on Instagram, but this is just stunning. I love the quality of it. The pigmentation is amazing. Both the mattes and the metallics perform great. So this is the majority of what I have on my eyes today, with the exception to the glitter, which we'll talk about here shortly. But I know this was out of stock for a while. Just the other day it was restocked. Hopefully that's still the case. Either way, I will link it down below. That way you guys can always sign up for a restock notice. But if you would like to see my quick little look using this palette, I'll go ahead and leave that video right here for you. But it really is so good, and this is such a great ideal fall color story, right? I mean, you just have some really nice like pops of colors, but then all these deep shades are amazing. Spider and Bugaboo go so much darker on the eyes. Obviously you can make it like a lighter wash of color, but man, just like one tiny little doink of your brush in there and it's just full-blown pigment. I am so in love with that palette. Okay, now moving on to the glitter. So this is the Beauty People Flash Fix Pearl Pigment Packed. Wow, that's a long name. I'm currently wearing mine in the shade 9 Moonlight. I do have several of these, and this is the one that I always gravitate towards. It definitely is a messier product. It's one that I would highly recommend doing your eyes first and then your complexion products, because unfortunately there is fallout just with the actual formula of the product. And it is something that I would definitely recommend going in with some sort of glitter glue first. Otherwise, it will kind of like sprinkle on your face throughout the day. Today, I'm just wearing a drugstore one. It's the NYX glitter glue, and it does a great job. But this is just an amazing foiled metallic shadow. These pack more of a punch than like the ColourPop Super Shock ones, the old school L'Oreal ones. The formula I would say is closest to the L'Oreal, what were those called? L'Oreal Infallible shadows, I'm pretty sure, right? Like Amber Rush, the ones that came in the little clear ice cube looking trays. But these, in my opinion, are even more of like a mere shine. The only thing is it has more of an actual like pearl flakiness to it. Some of it can be really like soft and creamy. I have a silver one too that's like freaking tinfoil on your eyes. It's so, so beautiful. The only downside for some people is that it is a product that you want to go in with eyes first. I typically always do my eyes first, so I don't mind, but I know everybody has their own certain routine. So if you do give this a try, just be sure eyes first. Otherwise, you'll be like at home yelling at me like, why did she recommend this? It's all over my foundation now. But as long as you do the right prep work, it stays on your eyes all day, and it's worth just like the tiny bit of extra effort, because I mean, it just sparkles and shines. I love it. Okay, now just one more eyeshadow product. I typically don't gravitate towards singles anymore. Back in the day, I used to love them. Like I would depot everything and put it in a palette, but nowadays I just like to stick to an easy one and done type of palette. But these really impressed me. I honestly kind of forgot about all of my MAC singles, but these are the new Powder Kiss Soft Matte Eyeshadows, and the colors that they launched are just fall vibes. They're just amazing, like rich reds, toasty oranges, chestnut, camel goodness type of shades. So some of my favorites, we have So Hot right now, and then the camel one is What Clout, and then this red is amazing. It's called Work, Work, Work. The main two that I've been using though are What Clout, and then just to create like a soft powder wing, I'll go in with the shade Give a Glam. I'm sure if you own many eyeshadow palettes like myself, you probably have these shadows within different palettes, but they just did such a great job of the shades that they launched, because if you love warm, toasty shadows like myself, they're just essential for fall. Just two more eye products. They're both actually mascaras. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know one of my holy grail mascaras is the Essence Lash Princess in Waterproof. So before I found the Essence Lash Princess, I was pretty much a loyalist to Maybelline mascaras. I think they do such a great job with mascaras. There are like maybe two high-end mascaras that I really do enjoy, the Lancome Monsieur Big in Waterproof, and then actually that might be it. I've gone through, like I went through that whole phase where I thought I needed high-end mascara, but I just don't think that's a product that's worth splurging on. There's so many great alternatives at the drugstore. Now, I messed up, okay? I gotta take back some of my words, because a few months ago I had mentioned the Volume Hero Mascara in Waterproof from Essence, because I was out of the Lash Princess one, and I was like, oh, I need one, this is my drawer. I tried it out. It was too fresh, okay? Now that it's kind of like marinated and stewed, it's at its optimal prime formulation. It just got a little bit thicker, and it has a rubber brush. I typically don't like rubber brushes, just because since my lashes are, I don't think my lashes are necessarily that short, but they're thin. So I don't like a ton of separation. I feel like in order to beef up my lashes, I actually need a little bit of a spidery look. And these don't make them spidery until I apply like 5 layers. And once I do that, my lashes look so good for me. I kind of wish I wouldn't have went in with falsies today, but I had filmed something else earlier. When I go in, 5 was probably excessive. It's honestly probably about 3 layers. The separation, but then with the volume that I get from this is so, so pretty. I just have such wimpy lashes, and this formula did a really good job of actually holding my curl up and just giving them the beef that they need. Wow, beef is such like a gross word. But yeah, I definitely spoke about this too soon. It needs time, okay? It just needs time in your drawer to marinate and mature. And once it gets to that proper stage, it delivers nothing but goodness and love to your lashes. So for the price, I know all Essence all Essence mascaras are typically under $5. and they're definitely worth more than that because they're just delicioso. Moving on, this is the mascara that isn't waterproof, and to be honest, it's probably kind of a waste for me because I only use 50% of it, but I figure once I get through this side, since I don't even touch this side, I can give it to somebody who doesn't mind non-waterproof mascara. But I reach for this for the bottom lash side. Look at this. It is the teeniest, weeniest little brush, and it just does such a good job of really getting in there and getting every single lower lash. Just like my upper lashes, my lower lashes are real wimpy. They just don't got much going on down there. So a typical mascara brush ends up getting mascara everywhere. Since this is so small and precise, it really grips onto each lash and coats them. Before this, I always used the MAC, the blue tube. What is that one called? Isn't it Giga something? Giga Blast, or is that a different one? The small micro mini blue mascara from MAC, though. I'm sure many of you guys know what I'm talking about, but I had this in my drawer, and I think I actually received one as PR, and then I repurchased it. Just in case if you are curious, this is what the top side looks like. That actually looks like a really good brush, but I just know it wouldn't do what I need for my upper lashes, so I just don't really even want to use it or contaminate it because she'll be passed along. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? We have 2 complexion products. This is another product, oh no, was it in a video? I think it was actually on IG stories. I recently did a everyday get ready with me in the morning type of thing. If those are things that sound interesting to you, then definitely hop on over to Instagram and give me a follow. But this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Radiance Concealer with Hyaluronic and Acai. I have mine in the shade C8. I don't use this just to conceal all over the under eyes. I really only concentrate this right here on the inner corners and on the sides of my nose where I tend to get darkness. And I use this as more of a corrective shade because as you can see, it is very like peachy pink. So it just does a really good job of, wow, going like old school beauty days again, right? It just does a really good job of correcting any darkness under there. And then I'll just go in with a tiny dot of whatever concealer that I'm using that day. Actual coverage reminds me a lot of the Too Faced Born This Way. I will say though, it is slightly drier. It's not a dry concealer, but it just dries down a little bit more matte in comparison to the Too Faced Born This Way. But for the price, it is a really good concealer. I rediscovered my love for my once holy grail Ciate Starburst highlighter. If you have never used this one before and you love champagne toned highlighters, this is beautiful. I also have Moonlight, but that's more of like a very soft pearlescent pink. This one though is so stunning on. It is the highlighter that I have on today. I will say it definitely is more of an intense highlighter too. I kind of go back and forth on days when I want something more sheer or something a little bit more like bam, but I did go in with a more sheer layer. So this is like really buffing it in. If you want it to be like seen from the high heavens, it can definitely get to that point, but it's just a very soft and silky highlighter. It's a good one. It's a doozy. I feel like you really don't hear too much about Ciate these days, or honestly really ever. Like I remember when the dewy sticks came out, I do still like those. But I don't really feel like Ciate has ever had like a standout product that everyone jumped on the bandwagon for, but there was one. It should be this because it's very nice. Moving on to one of my most used lip products this month. Whenever I'm just wanting an easy gloss, I'll go in with any sort of lip liner, or for instance today, I didn't apply this just normally. I kind of just did more of like that tapping motion because I just wanted a very light sheer base. This is the Maybelline lipstick in the shade Spice for Me. These are really nice. They have just a very pretty glossy finish. Maybelline does such a great job with lipsticks in general. But then on top of it, I went in with one of the NARS oil infused, what are these called again? Oil something. Oil infused lip tints in the shade Laguna. In the packaging, it looks like it's gonna be a straight up like metallic bronze. I'm personally not a fan of metallic lips, but these oils make them more just glossy and shiny. It has like a very sheer wash of color, but the texture of these are just, oh, so good. It's a very slippy product, but it's not greasy. Don't let oil scare you away. And while it's super glossy, it's not sticky at all. So since it isn't sticky, it's not the longest wearing, but I don't mind reapplying it because it feels so good. It just has that slippy type of like cushiony, pillowy feel on the lips. Oh, here we go. Primal Instinct. If you like more of a mauvey pink type of shade, this one's really pretty. But if you're just looking for a great nude topper, Laguna is the way to go. Okay, just 2 other favorites and then we're done. We'll one is technically like 3 in 1. So let's just talk about that first, okay? Why do I do that? I have to like over-explain it and make everything complicated. Anyways, here is the kind of hair care routine that I've been using in the shower for the last three to 4 weeks. This is from Grande Hair. I'm pretty sure this is the first hair care product that Grande Cosmetics launched. So these are the peptide shampoo and conditioner. Let me tell you, these came at the perfect timing because I have been getting so much thinning just right here. I had noticed in, I'd say like early to late August, that my hair was thinning a ton. I was freaking out because I already know I have a ton of hormone issues just with my premature ovarian failure. My doctor had mentioned before, you know, not only just like having issues with a slower metabolism and things like that, hair thinning can be an issue. And I've always had really thick hair. And I mean, thinning hair in general is stressful for anyone, whether you're a woman or a man, but I feel like really stressful if you're a woman. And right here, I was just noticing that I was losing so much hair. Whenever I pulled my hair back, it just looked very thin and bald right there. I was freaking out. I mean, so much so that I was able to get sunburn right there. So for the last 3 to 4 weeks, I was going in with, oh no, I'm sorry. Before the last 3 to 4 weeks, I was going in with castor oil like crazy because I'd read that helped. Honestly, I didn't notice too much of a difference, but I have to say just within the 3 to 4 weeks that I've been using this, I want to say that it's this, but it's probably a combination of using all these things, which I kind of hate to say because I know this is stupid expensive, but I have been going in with all 3 of these things every time that I use them. There's another shampoo on Amazon that I actually just ordered. I'm not going to start using that until I finish these, but the Amazon shampoo, I'll be sure to link that one down below as well, has over 21,000 reviews with like, I think 4.5, close to 5 stars. All the reviews and the befores and afters on there were really impressive. So I'm excited to try that one. But with these shampoo and conditioners, I've been using this as well. This is their enhancing serum for thicker and healthier looking hair. So it's just a dropper formula. It says that you're supposed to apply it to dry hair. I've been doing it like as soon as I get out of the shower while my hair is still wet. And then I do it the next day too, once my hair is dry. I'm so mad at myself for not taking before pictures because I promise the amount of growth that I have now is insane because it was baldy McBald going on right there. It was stressing me out so much. Obviously, I'm not a scientist. I don't know what products really do promote hair regrowth or anything like that, but I've genuinely noticed a huge difference since using these. But like I said, before you jump the gun on those, maybe try out that Amazon one first because that shampoo, I think for the 16 ounce, I bought the shampoo and conditioner combo. That was, I think, like $32, but just for the shampoo, I believe it's either like $21 or $23. I realize these products are pricey and I hate saying how much I love them, but I do, and I just wanted to mention that just because I was so stressed about my hair, and that has honestly made me feel so much better, and it's definitely been like a noticeable difference. None of this was here, and I have never been more excited for baby hair in my life. That was a little bit dramatic, but I'm just very satisfied with the results. Okay, very final favorite. So the other day I was laying in bed. I'm one of those people where at night, that's whenever my mind races the most. I just think about anything and everything. And somehow Victoria's Secret Body Mist popped up into my head. I texted Laura immediately and I was like, do you remember Amber Romance? This was a scent that I wore like all fall long. I don't really even remember what actual perfume I was wearing during the time for the fall, like cooler months. I remember like in the spring and summer, I would always wear Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, or do you guys remember Hollister August? That was another good like evening or fall scent. I'm still so sad that that was discontinued. But let me tell you what, I used to wear my stupid Abercrombie hoodies, leg warmers, distressed Ezra Fitch denim skirts, and then shower in Amber Romance before I went into my class. And something about this scent is just so nostalgic. Cool, crisp fall mornings to me. It smells just as good as I remembered. So I'm not sure if Victoria's Secret is still doing the sale, but the other day I did go in store because I wanted to really like look at everything and see what there still was. I think they kind of got rid of a lot of the core scents, but Amber Romance is still there, Pure Seduction, Love Spell, which I just can't do. I've talked about my feelings on Love Spell before. Love Spell just smells like bad decisions in a bottle to me. I can't do it. I smell it and it just brings back bad times. But Amber Romance, I bought 2 bottles to spray on myself, and I've been spraying the absolute mess out of like our bedding, and it just smells good every night that I get back in bed. So if you were curious, yeah, Amber Romance is still out there and it smells just as delicious as you probably remembered. All right, so there you have it. There are my favorites from the month of September. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If you haven't already and you like what you saw today, you don't think that I'm like a crazy person, I would love for you guys to subscribe. That way we can hang out some more in the future. Don't forget, you can always go check me out over on Instagram. Follow me along on stories, just if you're looking for easy, quick lunch recipes, random decor stuff, random finds at like Ulta and Target, all my favorite places. Definitely go check me out there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.